Good evening. Today, the Supreme Court of India convicted two people in CBI, and one person served as the interim director of CBI for a period of time. So it happened just before the current CBI director was appointed in. When it comes to the contempt of court, the court will take it very seriously. But what exactly is the meaning of contempt of court? Contempt of court, otherwise you can call it contempt. The meaning is simple and straight: disobeying the orders of the court. After all, we have a judiciary which is considered to be a very powerful, and especially when it comes to the Supreme Court of India, it is the apex court in the country and a very, very powerful body as far as the orders are issued, and those orders must be implemented by any official consent. If not, what happens? That is considered to be contempt of court. And the same thing happened in the case of interim director of CBI, Mr. Nageshwar Rao. And Mr. Nageshwar Rao is considered to be one of the very senior IPS officers. And he got selected to IPS in the year 1986. Basically, he belongs to Telangana state. Of course, at the time, it was United Andhra Pradesh. And he was selected for Odisha cadre. So this gentleman, who is considered to be, IPS officer of Odisha cadre, he was serving as the interim director for CBI. At the time, Supreme Court gave very clear instructions that are not to transfer any officials. This happened very recently. But in the capacity as the director of CBI, so he ignored the directions that are given by the Supreme Court, and he transferred one of the officials, few officials rather, and one of the officials is probing a very, very important case that is related to sexual assault cases. And the Supreme Court took it very seriously, and the Supreme Court ordered Mr. Nageshwar Rao, an IPS, so to appear before the Supreme Court. And Mr. Nageshwar Rao has pleaded guilty, and he conveyed, accepted that he made a mistake, and he requested the court to excuse him, but the court took it very seriously. Even the Attorney General, Mr. Venugopal, also requested the Supreme Court, and he requested the Supreme Court to look into his career of 32 years, and is considered to be one of the very, very sincere and fair officers, and no bad remarks against him. By looking at all these, you please excuse him. But the court took it very seriously, and court imposed a penalty of 1 lakh rupees on this person. And the court also asked him to sit in one corner in the court till the court rises, meaning till the court is finished today. So he was sitting in the this corner of the CJI, Chief Justice of India's room. So this is considered to be a very, very serious one, in fact. So the Supreme Court wants to make it very clear to all the officials: don't take the orders of the Supreme Court just like that. And once it comes to the notice of us that it is a contempt of court, it will be dealt very, very seriously. So this should become a lesson for all the officers who are currently working across the country, and they must implement they must obey the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. Otherwise, that is considered to be contempt of court, and accordingly the punishment will also be given. Clear? It happens very rarely. And of course, when it comes to scolding, the Supreme Court uses very strong language against the officers who are contempting who are involved in the contempt of court. And since this is a very, very important one, and the sending away of the former director of CBI, Mr. Alok Verma, so we got a new CBI director now. All the names are important for the examination point of view. But above all, for today, you have to concentrate more on contempt of court. It is not just applicable for this person, or it is applicable for every person who is working across the country, and if there is a contempt of court, and they will be punished. So obviously what happens, uh, so we don't think the Mr. Nageshwara himself has taken the decision and he transferred the concerned officials. So maybe certainly the politicians might have been involved. And obviously this is how the Indian system will function. Whereas in Britain, in England, what happens, the civil servants, they work away from the politicians. So they are not influenced by the directions that are given by the politicians. But whereas in India, our officials, our government officers, our public employees, our civil servants, whatever you call, they work under the influence of the politicians. So that is the reason why sometimes a common man will also feel very unhappy, so when he is receiving the services, right? Definitely there must have been a pressure or influence on Mr. Nageshwar Rao to take a decision to transfer some officials, and Mr. Nageshwar Rao is paying for that. Fine. But so please remember, very frequently in the newspaper you will come across with a concept called contempt of court, and please follow it very, very carefully, and court takes it very, very seriously, right? So now I'll open the document and I'll show you the document. And as I told you, you have to remember the name of the former director of CBI, right? Interim director, just now I told you, right? Mr. Nageshwar Rao. And also the name of the current director of CBI. All the names are very important for the examination point of view. All right. So now I'll open the document. Kindly have a look at this. Look at this. First of all, what is contempt of court? Contempt of court is an offense of being disobedient or disrespectful, being disobedient or disrespectful towards a court of law and its officers in the form of behavior that opposes or defies the authority, justice, and dignity of the court. So hopefully you agree with this. Since the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court are not obeyed, that is considered to be the contempt of court. Am I clear? Right. So the Supreme Court today held then acting CBI Director Mr. M. Nageshwar Rao and the Director of Prosecution of the agency S. Bashuram guilty of its contempt and asked them to remain seated in the courtroom till it rises as a punishment. Very, 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 very important. Asking an official to sit in the corner of the courtroom, so till the court is finished today, so that is a punishment, meaning they are convicted. Look at this. The court also imposed a fine of rupees 1 lakh each on them for willfully disobeying its order by transferring CBI Joint Director Mr. A.K. Sharma, who was probing a very, very important case. Look at this, and the case is it is related to Bihar shelter home sexual assault cases. So when he is probing, such a serious cases, and when the Supreme Court made it very clear that don't transfer anyone till further orders are released by the Supreme Court, how come this person has this transferred it? That is considered to be contempt of court, right? Look at this, and kindly remember, the name of this this former interim director now, and is Mr. M. Nageshwar Rao, who has been convicted and punished by the Supreme Court. Okay. Next, another point, important point for the examination point of view. Attorney General Mr. Venugopal, K. Venugopal, appearing for Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao means Mr. Nageshwar Rao, asked the court to pardon the officer, terming the incident as a bona fide mistake and an error of judgment. Bona fide mistake means clear mistake and is an error of judgment. Meaning, though Mr. Nageshwar Rao openly admitted that it was a mistake on his part, when the court was very serious, Attorney General tried to come to his rescue. And please remember, the current Attorney General of India is Mr. K. Venugopal. right? And he requested the Supreme Court that this is a mistake as he accepted. So this is an error of judgment, but please excuse him, please pardon him, right? And CJI said that, speaking for myself, the dignity of court must be maintained, but this is blatant, meaning CJI took it very seriously uh, as a complete disobedience and disrespect towards the court, right? And Mr. Rao also said that, I sincerely realize my mistake, and while tendering my unqualified and unconditional apology, I specially state I have not willfully violated the order of this court, as I can't even dream of violating the circumventing the order of this court. Meaning, Mr. Nageshwar Rao has openly admitted admitted that it was a mistake, and he extended unconditional apology. But the court was not happy, and the court punished him. Right? Next, and kindly remember this. Name of the present director of CBI, Rishi Kumar Shukla. Kindly remember this one. Very, very, very important. And the name of the CBI director who was sent out was Alok Verma, and interim director of CBI, what's his name? Nageshwar Rao, right? And please remember, Attorney General of India, Mr. K. Venugopal, and present director of CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, is Rishi Kumar Shukla. Kindly remember this. Okay. So when it comes to Mr. Nageshwar Rao, former interim director of CBI, he joined CBI in 2016 and is an IPS officer for 1986 batch and Odisha cadre. He served as joint director before being appointed as the director of CBI. He is from, Telangana state, right? And look at the qualifications, please. Right? He is a chemistry postgraduate from Osmania University, and all of you are aware, I believe, Osmania University is located in Hyderabad, and later he did research in Madras IIT. All this happened before he joins IPS in the year 1986. Okay, so kindly remember these points. And another important one, please look at this. Who of the following is the present CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India? Since a Rafael issue is going on now, his name has surfaced. Okay, so please remember this. Look at this. Mr. Nageshwar Rao, just now I told you, right? He was the interim director for CBI. Shaktikanta Das, as you know, is the governor RBI. And correct answer for this question is option C, that is Rajiv Maharshi. And when it comes to option D, that is Mr. Rajiv Kumar, as you all know, we have discussed very recently. He's the police commissioner of Kolkata. Right? This. So Mr. Rajiv Maharshi was the finance secretary on June 24, 2015, when the contracts of 126 Rafale aircraft was cancelled. Right? And Congress party is accusing CAG, that CAG is going to submit a report to the parliament, and that report is going to be in favor of the government. This is what Mr. Kapil Sibal has criticized to the office of CAG. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next class with more current affairs. Thank you so much. Take very good care.